Yeah, hello students. See, up to now we have completed our first and second unit. Now in this class I am going to discuss about our third unit, that is about static magnetic fields and magnetic forces. So in our initial classes, the first and second unit discussed about the electrostatics. Okay, and third unit is discussed about the magnetostatics. Okay, now we'll try to know the meaning of the static magnetic fields. So if you familiar with the term electric field, it is easy to understand the magnetic field. So it is already discussed about the electric field. What is mean by electric field? Okay, if there is a charge exists, positive or negative charge, what will happen around that? The field lines are distributed around the charge. Okay, so the total number of field lines is called as your electric field for the electric charge. Similarly, see, if you take a permanent magnet, what will happen if you take a permanent magnet? Okay, so permanent magnet will be like this. See, it is having north and south poles, north pole and south pole. Okay, so due to its properties, what will happen? Lines of forces will be complete in parts like this. Okay, so now this is about your permanent magnet. Okay, now the sum of the magnetic field lines, the lines of forces, is called as your magnetic flux. What is the magnetic flux? How can you define magnetic flux? So the number of lines of forces around a magnet, the number of lines of forces around a magnet is called as your magnetic flux, and it is indicated by a phi. Okay, now it can be measured in Webers. Weber is the units to measure the magnetic flux. Okay, now see, here we are studying about engineering electromagnetics. Okay, so this is about your magnetic field, and if there is a charge exists, positive charge, so around that this charge there are more field lines. So as those field lines exist due to the electric charge, as those field lines, this is the number of field lines. The number of field lines exist due to this charge. Due to the charge, what is the charge? Electric charge. So as this field is produced by the electric charge, such a field is called as electric field, and this field is produces due to the permanent magnet or magnetism. So such that magnetic field is called as that field is called as your magnetic field. Okay, now see, there is always a relation between magnetic field and electric field. Okay, so how can you get the magnetic field due to the electrical charges? Okay, so see, this is your charge, electric charge, and this electric charge is in rest position. Similarly, this magnet is also in the rest position. Okay, so see, this charge is in the rest position, as this charge is in the rest position or static position. Okay, or we can call the charge in another way, it is not varying with respect to time. So that's why time invariant charge. Okay, so I am repeating, see, this charge is not moving with respect to time, so that's why the type of charge is called as a static charge. Okay, and see, the field produces by the static charge is called as what field? It is a static field. And as it is an electric field, the electric field produces by the static charge is called as what field? Static electric field. Okay. The field is produces by the static electric charge, so that's why the type of field is called as static electric field. Now similarly, see, is this magnet is moving with respect to time? No, it is not moving with respect to time. It is a stable position, it is a static position, it is not varying with respect to time. So that's why the field produced by the magnet, it is not varying with respect to time, it is a stationary one. So that's why this type of field is called as static magnetic field. Okay, but see, in engineering electromagnetics, always there is a relation between electric field and magnetic field. Okay, so now this is the one of the source of produces in the magnetic field. We have a one more source for the production of a magnetic field. What is that? This is the static charge. Now, if you try to move this charge from one place to another place like this, now you will try to move this charge from one place to another place. What you call the type of charge? Okay, as the charge is moving from one point to another point, the type of charge is called as a moving charge. Okay, so now in electrical engineering there is a definition for the moving charge. What is the definition? Moving charge constitutes a current. Okay, so moving charge produces what? Current. Okay, flow of charge is called as your current. But according to Oersted, so Oersted gave a relation between electricity and magnetism. Electrism, electrostatics and magnetostatics. What is that relation? See, whenever there is a current flowing through the conductor, what will happen? Current flowing means charge is moving. So, current flowing in the conductor produces a magnetic field around it, and it is in the circular direction. So, now tell me how many sources we have for the production of magnetic field. It is produces due to the permanent magnet, okay, as well as it is also magnetic field also produces due to the moving of electrical charges. Moving charge produces magnetic field. Okay, such magnetic field is called as electromagnetic field. What is this field? Electromagnetic field. Now see, whenever this current is not varying with respect to time, current is not varying with respect to time, then such current is called as a static current or DC current. Okay, whenever current through the conductor is a static or DC or time invariant current. Okay, so whenever a current carrying through the conductor is static or DC or time invariant, the field produces by this conductor is also a static field or DC field or time invariant field. Okay, such a field is called as static magnetic fields. Okay, I am repeating the definition. Okay, if the current passing through the conductor is DC or static or time invariant, okay, the field produced by the conductor is also a static or time invariant or DC field. Such a field is called as static magnetic fields or steady magnetic fields. Okay, now see, in this unit, in addition to the static magnetic fields, we are also going to study about the magnetic forces. So what is the meaning of magnetic force? Okay, if you take a conductor like this, okay, now you excite this conductor. What will happen if you excite this conductor with an external source? Current is flowing through the conductor. Okay, now you place this current carrying conductor in presence of magnetic field like this. See, take a north pole and south pole, and magnetic field is flowing from north to south poles, and place a current carrying conductor like this. Current carrying conductor in the presence of magnetic field. What will happen? A force is experienced on the conductor. So such a phenomena is going to be studied in this unit, that is the force on moving charge. This is about your concept, and this concept tends to or leads to the study of Lorentz force equation. Okay. Similarly, the force on differential current elements is also going to be studied in this unit. Similarly, force between differential current elements and magnetic boundary conditions. So in dielectrics, in our second in dielectrics, we have already studied about the boundary conditions. Okay, similarly, we are going to study also about the magnetic boundary conditions and magnetic circuit, self and mutual inductance. Okay, this part is about the magnetic forces, and the first part is about static magnetic fields. In the static magnetic fields, we'll study about the Biot-Savart's law. Okay, and steady magnetic fields due to current carrying conductors. It is similar to the topic which we studied in our electrostatics. Electric field due to infinite line charge, electric field due to finite line charge, electric field due to circular ring, electric field due to charged circular ring. Similarly, in this unit also we are going to derive the expressions for magnetic field intensities for the current carrying conductor, different current carrying conductors, infinite line charge, infinite conductor, finite length of conductor, circular conductor on the axis of flow. Okay, so those concepts will be studied in this unit. Okay, in addition to the Biot-Savart's law, we are also going to study about Ampere's law. Okay, Ampere's law is similar to the Gauss law in electrostatics. So where Gauss law is useful to calculate what electric field intensities and electric flux densities in the electrostatics. Similarly, in the magnetostatics, Ampere's circuital law is useful to calculate the magnetic field intensities for the complex problems. Okay, so the last topic is in the static magnetic fields is the scalar and vector magnetic potential. Okay, now we'll see our unit with the defining some small definitions like magnetic flux density, magnetic field density. If you don't know those three terms, the meaning of those three terms, you cannot able to understand the static magnetic fields. So that's why. You can write the definition of magnetic flux will be like this. The magnetic flux, how can you define the magnetic flux? See, we start your third unit with the defining the magnetic flux. Okay, so consider a permanent magnet, North Pole and South Pole. So the moment whenever there is a existence of permanent magnet, okay, around this magnet, what will happen? Field lines will be produced around this magnet. Will be like this. Okay. And see the properties of this magnetic field lines will be from North Pole to South Pole outside the magnet, and it's a complete path from South Pole north inside the magnet will be like this. Okay. So now we'll try to define the magnetic flux. Okay, so see, whenever you are considering the magnet, okay, immediately what will happen? The lines of forces, these are the imaginary lines. The lines of forces exist around this magnet will be like this. So that's why there is an influence, there is an effect around this magnet. So how can you determine this effect here? You don't know. Why? Because these magnetic field lines are imaginary lines. So that's why it is not possible to see. Okay. So that's why if you bring another magnet around in the region of already existing magnet, what will happen? A force will be exist. So we can analyze the effect of permanent magnet will be like this. Okay. So as these lines are imaginary lines, it is not possible to see. So that's why the effect around the magnet will be determined by bringing another magnet nearer to the permanent magnet. So that's why we can identify the effect around this magnet. Okay. Now defining the magnetic flux will be like this. The region around a magnet, or we can define another simple way. We can define the magnetic flux will be like this. See, these are the imaginary lines or lines of forces which are created by the magnet. So the sum of lines of forces, the total number total number of lines of forces around a magnet is called magnetic flux, and this is about the definition. And how can you represent that magnetic flux? The sign, it is indicated by phi, and it is measured in units, Webers. This is about your magnetic flux. So magnetic flux will be analogous to electric flux in the electrostatics. In the electrostatic, how can you represent the electric flux? The electric flux is represented by psi, and the units of electric flux will be coulombs. Okay. Now always from this unit, always you have to compare the each and every definition with the electrostatics, so that you can able to understand the electromagnetic fields. Otherwise it is very little bit difficult. Okay, so this is about your magnetic flux. So next, 1 Weber means how many magnetic lines of forces? 1 Weber is equal to 10 to the power of 8 lines. Imagine 10 to the power of 8 line. 8 means it is a very big number. Okay. Now, so next definition is about magnetic flux density. Okay, how can you define this magnetic flux density now? So it is analogous to iron. See, magnetic flux density is represented by capital B upon a bar. Okay, why? Because it is a vector quantity. Okay, so it is analogous to electric flux density, d bar, in the electrostatics. Electric flux density, d bar, in the electrostatics. So how can you define that electric flux density in the electrostatics? It is the electric flux passing through unit surface area when the surface is held normal to the electric flux. Similarly, here also take a